Make sure you're a dry field person, right? Years. This is my interview. I can take this out, talk about it. Okay, so Houston, Texas. I can understand if you did it. It's on your own, dude. Not mine. I'm gonna go straight up and say, if you were pregnant, who was the father of the child? I think this is my phone's kind of slowing down because maybe a lot of people like to hack and see what I'm talking about. My whole point that I'm going to speak about is the fact is, I was kicked out at the age of 17 going on 18. The only reason why I felt like I need to push this in public is because the fact is I suffered a head concussion memory loss way back when I was a child. To find myself to understand that I won a lot of money. My adopted mother was so abusive that she didn't care too much. But yet, what was the situation with Beaver? I can say my name is Ricky Beasley, but I go by Myron. The persuasion of what I'm saying is going to make you freak out. You say, I watch your interview. If you knew you'd be like Mary of Magdalene and couldn't find the Father, well, you'd be surprised what my story's about. Okay, so I met you at Westheimer, right? Patty that's on a burger of a two-plate bun or whatever. Got drunk. Very fast resonated was I, knowing that you were attractive. But you left me standing high and dry after we checked out to go back to your old man. A lot of talk, wasn't it? I figured for me to understand it, maybe I should talk to the social service department and say, hi. I went through a head concussion memory loss, not even remembering it. Even after we had it. I don't know what's the purpose of it, but it saved your ass a lot. Guess what? Do you know what family tree my roots come from? If I told you, you would think the Bible's right in front of your face. Moses wrote it, just as well as Jesus. But to be on a precise, make sure Justin's not speeding in a Lamborghini, and make sure he's just, being himself. Okay, so the purpose of me speaking also is the fact is Marshall's been in the house. Marshall Mathers doesn't know his last name was Ballard. He ran from his dad. We used to watch and babysit Marshall and Logan because his dad had to go become a pilot. Luckily, my dad, before he passed away, was working for George Bush Sr. I was basically taken away from Arlene Thelma and adopted the Tom and Selma Beasley through Diana before she became a prince. So there's a lot of story between this guy. I think you'd be interested to know that I was supposed to be heir to something so big. And everything was set up for my mom to get hit off the road because she's born from Richard Nixon and Marilyn Monroe. If you had a chance and you saw this documentary, would you write and take down notes? Because the note that I'm saying, I wouldn't care. Now I just saw you years back. I don't know if it's worth a chance trying to get back. You have the dad who's considered to be the dad. I'm just a biological giver. I have a lot of stuff that I need to get back to catch up on them. Reenactments of my investments that were sent to Dubai. A Wall Street investment sending essentially crude oil. So I said, Tom Kiss and make it Dubai through Tommy Beasley. As being that was holder of $80,000. and cash money. As I look at myself, I feel as maybe my adopted mother might have murdered my dad because having too much money to save. Yet it's because the fact is I come from that family environment where I'm born from an affair. It started with my mom, Arlene Thelma, who was born from Richard Nixon and Marilyn Monroe's affair, behind Patricia Nixon's back. I accused Patricia Nixon of murdering my grandma, Marilyn Monroe. I have other reporters to go with. My emotions, should I be open? Maybe I should. Because you know what? You produced it. I just gave it. The way I see it, I do music too. I'm somewhat good at Texas. But after you left me and went back to your old man, saying don't come after me and my baby, you're just a poor class loser anyway, I went straight to Chicago. And then somebody else played that same trick on me. The man who plays Daddy over Justin, he is fine. Sometimes I look at the situations and think, I'm going to meet my family inheritance of who is my family members, because I'm not sure. I suggest that my mom could have slept with Stephen Paul Jobs and Ronald Reagan. Those are the two. And yet one man hit my mom off the road, from what Mary Cutchinson says. But this is all truth. One thing about the Bible, it says, this says what? You figure you talk with the Bible. I have so much to believe that I was in that biblical sense also. But the fact is, I'm no different. I was just a human being with a dick that's probably not that long, that wasn't even chased after I got finished. I feel used, but short, in fact. I would care less if anyone chases me before they stop me. But it's where I'm going. Yes, I have to find a way to finish my family tradition. Besides, if George W. Bush Sr. was watching this, George Walker, how you doing? I'm adopted son to Tom. He's the crude oil investor that made sure that we saved your term by helping out troops in the Middle East get back home. Invested in the ballpark, which he didn't put my name in. Sent the residuals to buy crude oil when you were having problems trying to purchase it from Saddam Hussein. We also made sure that Dubai, United Arab Emirates, had a comfortable place to be receiving cents for their crude oil and helped them start their banking. Dad passed away. We never cashed out. But what comes together is when Bush Jr. gets in office. The bet that he told you went straight back. That's when the government started getting in debt with the Federal Reserve. Was because of the fact all the cents were going to Dubai. They don't report their good bankers. So, as years passed, Barack was next. Turns out they received over 13 trips. But did they report it? No, because of the account that was buying crude oil. One that we started, Hutchinson Association. I'll put it this way. Is that money was supposed to be for me to campaign. But as I walked forward, I suffered head concussion memory loss and lost the idea of who I was. But kept on doing it. Now back to you, Daddy. If you had any chances to know, there's a situation. I have relations that is the same as JFK through marriage. So far I see. If you look at Justin, then you look at John and Kennedy's brother. They both resemble each other. I got a little bit of Abraham Lincoln's nose, a little bit of Abraham Lincoln's ears, but a portion. I do sound like I'm from Texas on certain days, and there's other days I might sound a little bit black when I talk, but the whole portion is. At least I know for a fact that if you want to know who the biological father is, the reason for that is because the truth be told, that I am that which is the family tree born after life, from the District of Columbia, the state of Maryland, and good things. So, the possibilities are endless, right? I tell you this much. Brittany, Gene, borderline, you know what? If it was me and you and had a conversation in the pool, you're the one that started. If anything happens to me and you were to be the one to know, I'd ask you to be auntie to J, B, and that. As a one thing, 2/3. Because, hey, who knows? But I haven't been responsible to take anybody and take care of them. Because I've been walking like Forrest. And you are, we'll figure it out. But yet, who has their eyes always upon someone? Answer that question. Anyway, JB, I provide that. I'm so happy that you find Haley attractive. That's one of the family members that I admire, but he doesn't even remember. My name is Ricky Beasley. I go by Rabbit, but it's not just that. Sometimes I feel like Jethro. Reason why? Because I'll basically invested through love. My suit's been feeding Wall Street so much that I fed the South all this stuff through computers buying the stock. We didn't make phone calls. You know what it'd be like? Is if when that situation account is found, I figured out that somebody stole 2 credit cards so I could buy so much. He started Salesforce. But yet, LifeLock, how good are you? Good to finish speaking.